Conversations with my mother.
Now, one of the things that happen is that if you look anthropologically or historically, you will see that society recognized this. And so what they used to do is the family would negotiate the price of a woman's love. Mm-hmm. And they would say to a man, the man would come and normally talk with the father. And they would say, well, the father would say, well, the price of sexual access to my daughters is marriage plus
50 cows.
Or what? Cowrie shells, so that we can make sure that any children produced, that you can take care of her, and any children produced.
That financial stability.
Right, and the family will say, the father will say, in return, I can assure you that the wife will nurture you. She's going to nurture any children born. She will give you unlimited sexual access, and she will also not give other men sexual access. Now, sometimes those women violated that. In some cultures, the family themselves would stone the woman, and they would never mention her name again. Now, I'm not by any means suggesting that we return to that type of situation.
Yes, because we don't want to go back hundreds of years.
No, because in that notice, it was the family making the decision. It wasn't the woman. And see, I'm saying that we are now positioned to make these decisions for ourselves. But what has happened is that the women's movement allowed us to know we can make these decisions.
So choice is a very important part of our power.
Mm-hmm. Exactly. But it took away a behavior guidance system. We no longer have technical assistance to help us know how to make those decisions.
So we're kind of blundering in the dark until we finally find our way, and often we're kind of hurt or damaged when we finally realize that these actions are damaging me.
Exactly. Mm-hmm. The damage has already been done by the time we realize that damage is taking place. So one of the things that I recommend is that we as women need to create an entirely new women's movement, a new counter-sexual revolution, a situation in which we as women began to say, what will be the price of our love? How can we maximize the returns to us from the price of our love?
So let me ask you, are you telling women to be abstinent?
Abstinent I'm telling women to be strategic. Okay. That doesn't mean you go and make the price of your love nothing for this person and this person over here because he happens to have $500,000 in the bank. You decide you're going to be abstinent with him strategically. Remember what I said. Think about my glass. I'm telling women, how many fingerprints do you want on your window pane? And you want to be strategic in what you do, because to me, what I'm saying to women is that the highest price for your love should be a healthy marriage.
But well, let's say, for example, because I know a lot of, now again, I'm 36. So for me, being strategic is very clear cut. But, 25-year-olds are saying, I don't want to get married. I want to just be able to be free. And if there's a guy I like, I want to be able to have fun.
Well, then that's fine, as long as you understand what the costs are to you. Mm-hmm. Do you understand that there will be emotional consequences? There will be psychological consequences. The research shows that women who attempt to commit suicide, most times women who attempt to commit suicide is over a man.
Really?
Mm-hmm. Why would you think it would be?
I would think many of them have emotional issues, probably abused in the past, or I would think many of women probably had abuse or were bipolar or had some psychological issues that were tested that went back to childhood.
When you say abuse in the past, and a lot of the abuse in the past has come from being in relationships of rejection. No matter how, quote, liberated the woman is, if the price of her love is low, and so she goes out, you meet this handsome guy, he says, what does it take to get with me? And anyway, she's going to end up having some damage from that.
Okay, so you have, yeah, she has a great list of tips for you ladies this week, and I will ask her to read them because they're really great. And so go ahead, share your tips for us in terms of if a man were to say, what is the price of your love? How should we respond?
Well, first of all, we don't answer those type of questions.
Yes, we don't answer
men.
those. Yes,
You
only to
look
our
at
sisters.
him and you smile and you drop your eyes. But in your head, you have to know what it is you want. So this is what the price of your love is. A healthy marriage in which you and your husband, provide each other with mind-blowing, extraordinary sexual sensations 3 to 5 to 7 times per week.
Ooh, yeah.
Lifelong emotional intimacy and caring. Knowing each other better than anybody else knows you. Sharing meaning that's only understood with each other. You can look at each other with a look, and that look says, oh, that person is this. But you two understand the secret code. Disclosing one's strength and one's fragilities. Working together to build a life together. Dancing, caressing, swimming, sleeping, cuddled in each other's arms. Unlimited mutual exploration of each other's bodies. A sense of contentment and well-being in the presence of each other. Phone calls, texts, and emails that offer emotional support when you're away from each other. Emotional honesty and respect. The sharing of daily joys and frustration. Expressing and quickly resolving anger and frustration. Caring as much about each other and oneself as you care about the other. A non-jealous, low-conflict relationship. And I want you as my daughter, and I would like for all of our viewers to say, this is the price of my love.
That's right. I love it. I love it. So ladies, you know, this is a conversation. It's a very deep conversation. And we'd like to hear a little bit more from you about what is the price of your love, and have you begun to think about your past experiences, and what is the future in terms of thinking about what you desire for yourself, your family, and your future. We love you, Empresses. Anything else you want to add, Mommy?
Not at this time.
Okay. I think that wrapped it out. We love you, and we hope to hear from you soon. Be well.